So over the last 30 years, things have changed massively in terms of universities in Scotland. We've seen a huge increase in the number of people that are applying and getting in. And this year, there was a record number of students getting into universities in Scotland. But what we've been looking at over the last couple of years is who those people are. And I think frustratingly, what we've seen is that while the amount of people has increased enormously, the kind of demographics that are going hasn't changed that much, and you're still seeing a lot of the same kind of private school students getting into kind of privileged elite universities.
People from more affluent areas and better schools are more likely to get the exam results. So people from less well-off areas are going to have to work harder to get there, and it's to get to the same place really.
It seems to be the better the university, the more difficult the entry requirements.
In terms of the grades, but you still get the sort of sense it's more about who you know rather than what you know in some universities. In certain courses like medicine, for example.
Sometimes I think it is, but I think they're like quite prejudiced towards people with bad backgrounds. And if they came from schools like this is just a public school, so there's always going to be like a separation between public and private school.
At the moment, I think there's a system in place that state schools, if you get the same marks in a private school and a state school, that they're more likely to accept the state school marks because it's harder to get those results.
Actually, I think a non-private school is actually better, because in a private school, you're like, they've got that structure there for you. They make you learn, like you have extra sessions to learn. But then at uni, nobody's there to push you. You have to do it yourself. Then if you've been at a normal school, you've already had to push yourself, so that's natural to you.
A lot of people have a lot of prejudices towards different areas. People who live in places like Springburn, they see that as, maybe a less able individual than someone who's from a more well-off area.
I don't personally think that everyone has the same chance to go to university, but the families that can't afford to put money aside for their children to go to university, or kids that can't get jobs to try and raise the funds are really going to struggle for the books and the travelling, even if they don't stay away from home.
I think, getting into courses, yes, because we're all given the same opportunities in the school, and if you got the grades, then you got a good personal statement, then you'll get in. But it's people who they can afford it when they get down there. It's probably might put them off.
And if your parents haven't gone to university, then it makes it more of a sort of mystifying process.
I've been involved in the REACH programme, which took me to a week's taster at Glasgow University, which was really helpful, and it just gave me the lifestyle experience of being at university, living there and just coping on.
I enjoyed meeting people from different backgrounds. There were students there for private schools, but there were also students that were from this area, to show that people from here can go to schools like that and do well.
Yeah, it made it realer, because before it was just like an idea, and then when I went to the Leaps thing, it was like, I could do this, this is what I want to do, this looks like fun.
Well, just the experience of actually being there in classes with other students and things like that, and we got a mentor who is actually at university right now, and we could talk to him about it and things like that.
Well, it made me realise that I really wanted to go to university. It made me realise that that was something I had to do.
So again, the question is here, if Scotland were to be independent, could it come up with a more just social settlement so that all students, irrespective of social class background, had an equal chance of getting into particular universities? And I think that will be an important question for people to think about. It's about what sort of country Scotland might be if it were independent.